Hi friends, and welcome to Kat's Corner. This is your host Kat, and welcome to all returning viewers, and a special welcome to new viewers who found us. I have noticed a few extra site refers, so I'll mention that in a little bit if I can remember. But you can find me on Ravelry as Kat Straight, and you can also find me on BGG, which is BoardGameGeek.com, as Maureen A. Sedai. I have a blog there with my husband also, which is basically my husband's blog, but I share what little information I have about board games. It's mostly him. He's very, very knowledgeable. So go check that out if you're interested in very in-depth, very in-depth analytical, historical information about random board games that he finds interesting. But please do find us on Ravelry. I started a Ravelry group, Kat's Corner, and once we hit 50 members, which I think we're only at 12 members, so it's 11 including me. So once we hit 50 members, not including me, so 51 members in the group, we will have a giveaway. It's been very slow going, probably because I haven't figured out iTunes or YouTube yet. So I'm just doing here, and yeah. But once we hit the 50 member mark, we will have a giveaway for some hand-carved stamps that I just threw together super quick, and this is what you'll get. I will do a random number generator, or I'll probably just draw out of a hat. I'll probably just write all the members' names down and keep like a bag, and then I need to start doing that and just randomly draw people. But the person I draw will get, I don't drop it, a hand-carved stamp by yours truly. So who cannot? That's awesome. And it's a little yarn ball, which would be really cute if you give gifts away. You can, use it as a little stamp for a tag or anything. So it probably should. It's probably about a ½ inch tall, maybe 3/4 of an inch long with the little tail. But it looks like this. Oh, I don't like it that way. I like it this way. So, and that was just a real quick sketch up for me. The winner who gets that stamp will get to pick a friend who is also in the Kat's Corner Ravelry group. So if you want to give away a stamp, also make sure your friend or somebody, or just decide to randomly pick somebody, they will get a mini yarn ball stamp. Boom. And it's probably a total of, I don't even know, it's small. I just kind of use scrap rubber to do them, because I always have this random little pieces of rubber and I needed to do something with, so I'll probably start making random yarn balls and put them up. But I don't like how that way it looks. Let's see. Boop. That way's kind of cute. Okay, so that's it. Like I said, it's just was a real quick freehand. No real pattern going off of that. No real sketch. So join the Ravelry group once we hit 51 members, which is in actuality, if I can talk correctly today, 50 members of y'all. Then we will give away one of the stamps, the bigger stamp, and that lucky winner will get to pick a friend in the group or just some random person who they feel like being generous to and sending out a stamp to. So come find us. Okay. I should have wrote notes today, and my brain's been so scattered this week that I have no notes really. So I did that. I'm going to have to learn how to edit so I can cut out all these pauses I have because I've been having such long episodes lately, and I'm sorry. This should be a very short one because I really didn't do too much this week. And why is that, you may ask? We decided to take the bed rail off of my son's crib and cat hair and put him in the toddler bed this week. We attempted it because when we go up to Oregon, we were hoping not to have to bring the playpen and just put him on a mattress on the floor. That is not happening. Okay? No. Was it last night? I think it was like 10 o'clock at night, and he still was running out of the bed. Like, you'd get him to where he was either asleep or almost asleep, and you put him in the bed, and as soon as he hit that bed, it was like instant energy. Ah, daddy, daddy, daddy. So we put the rail back on last night. So fighting with that and trying to keep him in bed at night. Not to mention trying to get him to take naps in that bed. Yeah. We had a couple days with no naps that sent me up the wall. Oh, I need my break. Oh, yeah. So I've basically been going to bed at about 8:30 this past week. Luckily, though, I've been pretty much getting to sleep through the night as long as he wouldn't wake up and come running in our room. But that's neither here nor there. So that's pretty much the big, fun, exciting thing that's happened this week in our lives. The crib rail went back up. Hopefully bedtime and nap time will get better again like it was, because that was just ridiculous. No. I can't deal with that. Okay. So, I guess I should talk about my shirt real quick, huh? Yeah. The end of all the crafting stuff, we will discuss about a game. One of our gateway games, Carcassonne. And I decided I was going to support my flags today. And if you don't know what a flags is, it's a friendly local game store. Plus One Gaming. If you're in Metairie, check it out. We actually have one that's a little bit closer to us, but we've been going to this one about a year before the one by us opened up, so it's like we know everybody over there, and so we just keep going back there. And they're super friendly and have lots of room to play games, and you know, everyone there is pretty nice. I mean, you have your stereotypical nerds there too, but you know, we like it there. We thought it was very friendly. And if the place is not friendly, I'm not usually going to go to it. So, yeah, check it out. We'll discuss our game of the week at the end. So stay tuned. So let's get right into some craftiness. Yes. Okay. So a couple weeks ago, I get a lot of emails from like different knitting magazines and stuff like that, trying to get my business or whatever. And one of the emails that I get, it sometimes has like some really helpful hints. And I found this one and I thought it was very interesting, and I thought I would share it with you. So when you're weaving in your ends, I already knew that, you know, you should go about an inch or more one way and then come back another inch or more the other way to make sure that it doesn't come out. Well, reading the tip, I was like, yeah, okay, I knew that. That's, yeah, whatever. But then they said the way to make sure that to keep your yarn from popping back out and coming through the front end is what I did not know about. So I'm going to share it with y'all. And let's see. I don't think I didn't bring anything. Well, I can maybe kind of show y'all one of my finished objects, which I didn't do it on this because I really didn't care. But what they say to do is after you weave in the ends, you're supposed to take the ends and you're supposed to fray them. Get like your needle and you fray the ends and break the yarn, which I can't really do with my nails. But you're supposed to do that. And then what I've taken to doing is after I fray all the ends and get them really fluffy and stuff, I've taken and smush them around. Smush them around so that they'll get nice and tangled and all. And that's supposed to help keep the yarn from coming through to the front end, the front of your work. So I've only done it on a couple projects so far, and so we'll see how that works. I don't know. Have you done it before? If you have and it hasn't worked, please let me know, because if it hasn't worked, I don't want to spend my time doing it. But I'll let you know. I think I've only done it on 2 projects. The hat that I made last week, which isn't mine, and is going as a gift. So I won't know about that unless she tells me it started coming undone. And I think, did I do it on my socks? I don't remember. I might have done it on my socks. By the way, I am wearing one thing, handmade, which you can't really see. Let me stand up. I'll show you. My climbing lace socks. Capistrano Fiber Arts yarn. I decided to finally just wear them. I was trying to find shoes that actually would look good with them, but I haven't found what I want for the price that I want to pay. So I just up and decided today that while I'm staying around the house just kind of bumming around, my feet are cold, I bet they're warm, let me go ahead and put them on. So I've come to the conclusion also that I like my socks tight, and these aren't really tight socks, so I mean they're comfortable, but I think I just like my socks to be nice and tight and snug on my foot. So next pair of socks I make, I will have to try, I think I might try and go down a needle size from the suggested size or the size that I get gauge on to hopefully make them a little bit snugger. So that was my tip and something that I was wearing that I made myself. I noticed a couple hits from, oh man, I don't even remember what it was now. Hold on. Let me get to my internet. Letta Knits blogspot. I noticed someone clicked on from there, so I'm gonna have to check and see. I noticed that I had that she had put on her thing that she has her favorite video podcasts and Etsy shops on the side, and I noticed that mine was on there. So thank you for that, by the way. I don't even know what her name is. I just noticed it while I was trying to get this up and going. It's like the Busy Happy Knitter. So I'll have to check out her podcast and see what all she has to say. But I did notice some hits from there. So thank you for that, by the way. And also the person who does the knitting podcast at Blogspot. I've checked it out. It was a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry I keep playing with my ears. I just put earrings in today after about a couple weeks, so they kind of got a little itchy. But the knitting podcast, I noticed a couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to mention it. I've been getting a bunch of hits off of there. They linked to the podcast from there. So if you're finding me from there, hi, thank you, welcome. And if you don't know what the Knitting Podcast is on Blogspot, it looks to me to be a kind of like a blog of all different types of knitting podcasts. So if you're looking for a podcast, then go to the knittingpodcast.blogspot.com and you should find all kinds of new and interesting podcasts. I actually found a couple in there. Trying to remember. I think Hops and Hanks, I saw that one, which is pretty interesting if you like beer and knitting. She's I don't even remember what her name is, but she's very amusing, and I love that she has just taken up crochet and showing all of her projects. You know, it brings me back to whenever I first started to crochet. I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness, I remember how awful I was too. So keep up with that. You're doing great. Found that one. I think Mando Bug Crafts. I think I saw that one on there, which is very interesting. She's always talking about different things that she's learned and stuff. So, and she's young. She's younger than me. So that's always interesting to find younger people who are into knitting and crocheting and all the craftiness. So that was fun. And I think also Stashless. I think I saw that on there too. I don't remember. I don't remember if I saw it on there or if it was from Bunnyfish. Or maybe it was both. I don't know. I've gotten really big into podcasts lately. I'm like constantly searching for new podcasts to watch. And I like ones that are currently going on, not ones that have already finished pretty much. And I'm actually really liking ones that are fairly new to the podcast sphere, because just to watch them grow as podcasters and knowing that I've just started out, and also I found that pretty neat. So knittingpodcast.blogspot.com, go and check it out. Hopefully I can remember to put all this stuff in the notes, since I didn't write any notes myself this week. I'm smart sometimes. Okay, so let me just move on before I keep rambling, because I'm trying to keep this short. Okay, so should we start with works in progress or finished objects? Which way are we going to go this week? I think we're going to do finished objects this week, because I really don't have any finished objects. Pretty much my finished objects, I found, I didn't even, okay, let me bring it up, because otherwise I am so ill-prepared today, it's not even funny. Now, if you go onto my project page, I called this project the Never Ending Hearts, because I'll probably constantly make them for no apparent reason. I just found them to be very fun and amusing and quite cute. So I started this up, I think it was Monday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, somewhere's up in there. I found the pattern. Someone linked to it on Facebook. So found the pattern. The pattern is called The Granny Sweetheart by Nancy L. Drew. And it's just a bunch of cute little, like, not granny squares, but it's like granny hearts. And so I made a bunch of them, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I started giving them out as my Valentine gifts, my Valentine cards. So here are two of them that I have left. Whoa! Major glare. Put down a light for a sec. Ha! So that's actually really, really close to the color. It's just random cotton yarn that I used. I wasn't too picky. So that's one. And then I kind of did a play on Mardi Gras since, you know, it's coming up. So that's kind of like my not Mardi Gras, but a soft Mardi Gras type look. So that's another one. These are two I think are actually going to, put the light back up for a little bit. I think one's going to be going to Nate's mom, my husband's mom, and one's going to be going to his dad and stepmom. I just haven't sent them out in the mail yet because I don't really know how to mail them. But it's my Valentine cards. I thought they were cute. And I think what I've decided to do is to, as I make them, just keep saving them. And however many I wind up with every year come Valentine's Day, I'm going to give them to my son. And once, if we have another child, divide them up between the two. And eventually, whenever I have enough of them, I want to attempt to make them maybe like into like a little baby blanket or something, so that they can then use that for their child when they grow up. And that's like way on down the road, considering my first child's not even 2 yet. But that gives me a lot of time to work on it, right? So, and then I may keep a couple of them to give away as, you know, little gifts and stuff. So that is my only finished project. Or finished object. Whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But, so, I only took a picture of 3 of them. One of them is the one I kept for my son. All the other ones are gone. And on that same line, I made some more hearts, which I think, oh, this is episode 6. And it is Sunday the 16th. And I totally forgot to do that at the beginning. Oh, my brain's so screwed up today. It usually is screwed up, huh? I'm very rambly and scatterbrained. It's just how I am. So many things going on in the head that you can't keep anything straight. But I used the same heart pattern, which I haven't finished these. These are still, I'm still working on them because I need to go get some more yarn. But I think I'm going to name this episode something to do with hearts and pink, or pink and hearts, or I don't know. We'll see how I can figure out how to name it. That's actually kind of cute. But I've been obsessed with pink and hearts this week. And I don't think it really has anything to do with Valentine's Day. I've just been in that mood where I saw the hearts and was like, oh, those are so cute. And then I was like, oh, I really want to do some pink hearts. And I was like, man, I really don't have any pink yarn. How do you not really have any pink yarn? I'm a girl. I should have pink, right? So I've been yeah. But I did have this one type of pink yarn, and I made 4 of these, and it's an adaptation of the granny hearts. I just didn't do as many rows around, and I didn't do the little lacy edge. So I made 4 of them. Put that down again so you can get a good color. So it's got a brown center, and it's like pink and white and black and brown. I guess it's called plied when you ply it together. I'm not a spinner, so I don't know all this stuff. And then I used some sort of a Lion brand yarn, and it's kind of like a bluish gray color, and then just some Lily Cotton yarn. Put my light back up. Do I really need that light today? I may not need it. Is that too dark? I don't think. Maybe it's not. That gave a little bit of light. Okay. I think I like it like that. Let's play with that today. So I made these, and the bluish gray color, it's almost the color of our guest bathroom walls. So I decided that I'm gonna go, because I was just trying to use up yarn, so I didn't really want to go and buy yarn when I was making all these hearts. But then I decided, wouldn't these be so cute if I made them into little washcloths? Because they would match my bathroom, my guest bathroom. So I really want to go and get the brown in the middle. It's the Joann's I Love This Cotton in brown. And it's a really soft cotton yarn. So I wanted to get some more of that so I can make the rest of the washcloth in that, so it'd be nice and soft. So I haven't finished them yet. So I've gone into my works in progress and I didn't even... Very quick segue, huh? One of those days. Just one of those days. So I'll have those hopefully sometime soon whenever I can get to Joann's, because Joann's is like, I live on, okay, I don't live in Slidell. I live outside Slidell in Lacombe. And Joann's is on the complete opposite side of Slidell. So I have to go into Slidell, go all the way across Slidell, all the way to the other side. Which is not really that far, it's just I never really go that far. Right? No, not Joann's, it's Hobby Lobby. Oh my goodness. I've been going to Joann's so much because I just opened a little bitty one, like maybe 5 minutes down the road. So it's Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton, not Joann's I Love This Cotton. Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby's all the way on the other side of Slidell. And I usually just go to Joann's now, even though it's really small and doesn't have a huge selection of stuff. It's just a lot closer. So, but I need to go over there, and so next time I go all the way to the other side of Slidell, I plan on picking some up and hopefully finishing these up. And then none of my towels will match. So I'll probably have to eventually get some new bath towels and stuff like that too, if I decide to keep these and like them. I've never made washcloths before, so I don't know how I'll like them, but we'll see. We will see. So, what else do I have that I am working on? Ba-da-ba-doom. I always drop this freaking needle out of this bag every single time I pull it out, huh? I did that last week too. In my lovely Good To Be Girls Gas-Leaves bag that I am still absolutely loving. Because the Crazy Knitting Ladies are awesome. I didn't know they were called Gas-Leaves for the longest time. I was just like, dude, it's Crazy Knitting Ladies. But, go to my project page so I know what the designer name is and all. Okay. So I started working on the Street Vest by Jolene Mosley last week before last. Y'all got to see a little bit of it. I had ripped some out and stuff, but this one is looking like it's going to work a lot better. I think I only had like a couple rows of the ribbing done. So this is the back of it. I've got the ribbon completed and I'm just stockinette stitching until I get to the armhole shaping. And it's just a little bit of armhole shaping. And then I go and just do more stockinette stitching. Yes. The pattern is a paid pattern. I think it was $5. $5.50 or somewhere like that. But it looks super, super cute, and once it's completed, I think it's going to be adorable. I just have it on some random size 7 metal needles. I don't even know what type of metal it is. I just get everyone's grandma's needles and yarn. Everyone gives it to me. So it's just some random size 7 needles. The pattern called for size 8s. I was a little big on the gauge, and the pattern started at a size 3, and Linus is just getting into a 2T. So I was like, let me just go down to the size 7s, and maybe he will be close to fitting it. If it's a little big, it's okay. He'll grow into it. He can wear it big. Doesn't bother me one bit. But what I am using is classic Elite Yarn Portland Tweed in the colorway Blue Tweed. And it's kind of like this bluish gray color with little flecks of like browns and whites and stuff in it. So that's a lot more blue on the screen. It's not really showing up the gray blue, but that's how far I've gotten. I'll have to put in a stitch marker now, since last week I had made like absolutely no progress on it. That I was just like, no stitch marker this week, but I'm quite pleased. Once I saw the hearts, I seriously got so obsessed with them, I didn't really touch anything else. I just made hearts. Lots and lots of hearts. So this kind of got put to the side for a little while, but I did get some good progress. So that is that. Get it back in here. I have not touched my owl bunting, which I need to do. I actually had someone message me asking to buy one of the colors that I was planning on using in the bunting, and I have 3 skeins of it, and I don't think I need 3, but I think I'm going to tell her that I'm going to keep all 3 of them just to be on the safe side, because I plan on making the bunting and then the hat and then maybe a little mitts to go with it. And the blue's not the main color, so it's just an accent color, but I just want to make sure. Because if I decide to do more, you know, I won't have it and I'll have to go rebuy it. So that's that. So no progress on that at all. Like I said, I was obsessed with hearts this week. Did not touch my Viking beard hat, which is more of my mullet hat now. It's really supposed to be my husband's project now. He's supposed to thread the hair in. And, you know how that is. You can't count on them for anything. No. So, other project that I'm working on, which I started this on Valentine's Day. Like I said, I got super obsessed with hearts in pink. So the pink I was using for the hearts that I decided to use for my washcloths is just some cotton, Baronet, the Cotton Candy Collection, and this is called Licorice Treat. And it's the really pretty pinks and browns and whites and blacks all applied together. Each strand is just all twisted. It's one color and twisted together. And I bought this for me because I really like the colors. No idea what I was going to do with it. It was on clearance, so it was like $5 for the whole thing. And I'm a sucker. Well, I told y'all I hadn't been sleeping well the previous week, and so I decided, okay, Linus is actually starting to take decent naps. This is shortly before we took the crib rail down. He was taking about 2-hour naps, which was great. It gave me a nice, quiet break. And I hadn't been sleeping well. I'm like, well, let me start trying to do yoga again. Because before I got pregnant, I was like a yoga addict. Like, seriously, I was doing 2 and 3 yoga workouts a day on top of everything else. So I decided, okay, let me try and do some yoga. Got one of my videos out. I don't go to the gym. I just do it in my house. So I have a couple yoga videos that I like. One of them is like almost an hour long, and it's all like flexibility and stretching and stuff like that, which always helped me just completely relax. So I was like, okay, let me do that. Well, my feet were freezing cold. I'd have the heater up, and my feet were still cold. Like the rest of my body was, pretty warm, but my feet have been freezing. I mean, yeah, it's been cold, but and I try not to keep the heater on too high because I don't want to run it all the time. So I decided, well, let me see if I can find any cute yoga socks. And maybe some of the sock yarn that I've been getting lately, I can make some cute yoga socks with. Don't even know if I'm going to like yoga socks, but I'll try them. Well, I found this one pattern, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's the Double Duty Yoga Socks and Boot Topper by Rebecca Kirsten. And the pattern was so cute, and I was like, oh, the pink yarn that I have would look awesome. Because the socks, they looked really girly to me. Like, just screamed pink. Pink frilly to me. So, Valentine's Day I started. They recommended a size 8, I think it was. Now, I told you earlier in this show, but apparently I found that I like my socks really tight. 8 was not cutting it. 8 was too big. Went down to the 7. 7 was too big. Went down, went down, went down. Like, okay, I'm sick and tired of this. I went and got my size 3 Addi Turbos, 40 inches. Said, okay, let's try it. And it's going to be too small. I know it's going to be too small. It fits perfectly. Oh my goodness, I love it. Nice and snug. And I got to use the magic loop too, which was great. Because I hate DPNs and all this other stuff. And I don't really have 40-inch long circulars. So it was like, okay, can I do magic loop on this 26-inch? Not really. But, so, Valentine's Day I started it after a lot of ripping out. One size 3s. Here's my first yoga sock. Now, if you can see, it has this cute little frilly thing at the top. This is what screamed pink to me. I needed it. I needed it to be pink. Just had to have it to be pink. So, this is it. I think I did it, I don't know if I did it longer or shorter. I can't remember. I have short, I don't know. My legs are weird apparently. Because you're supposed to, do the one size until you get to about here, and then to shape for the calf, you just go up a size. So I went up a size. And that worked great until I got to about here, to where my calf really got big. And so I had to go up another size. So I went from 3s to 4s to 5s. So I finished up on size 5s. And if you don't know what a yoga sock is, very simply, it is a sock. So you could probably do this with almost any sock you want. It has no toe and no heel. It's that simple. The pattern is basically just almost like your standard sock with no toe, no heel. And it's just worked in 2-2 ribbing, knit 2, purl 2. And you just need the pattern basically for how long you're supposed to do the sock, which I didn't use that too much. I basically just kept putting it on my foot, seeing where it's hitting and how I'm liking it. And the pattern for the little ruffles, it was really simple. It's like a double yarn over and then doing some stuff into the double yarn over. And it made this really cute little frill at the top. And I liked it so much that I took a picture of my first sock of it. Let's see if I can pull it up. Because it looked super cute. But you can see it on my Ravelry page. That's not the good. Technology is evil, I tell you. Technology, oh. Let's see if I can get it. What if I do it like that? There we go. So, can you see it? It's just cute. Hopefully it'll keep my feet warm. So, I did this sock Friday and Saturday. Saturday night, while we were trying to get the stinky little boy to stay in bed, started working on the second sock. And so I worked on it just a couple hours last night and then some this morning. And this is how much I have on my second sock. So, bottom, this is the up on the calf where I'm starting to go up the leg. So, that's what I have. Next week, I'll have a pair of yoga socks. Hopefully, I'll finish them tomorrow. And I can try them while I do yoga. And hopefully, it'll keep my feet warm. So, the needles that I'm using, Addi Turbos, oops, they're in the bag, so it's shiny. Size 3, 40-inch. And I guess we're going into new acquisitions now, because I just went and bought these to finish this project. Addi Turbos US 5, 3.5 millimeters, 40 inches, and US 5s, 3.75 millimeters, 40-inch circulars. So those are the 3 sizes that I'm using for my sock, and those were 2 purchases that I got from my local yarn store, McNeedles, in Lacombe, Louisiana. So if you're around, go check them out. They're super cool. And I bought some more stuff over there too. So I have some stash enhancements. My husband buys the board games, I buy the yarn. Can't complain with that, right? So I was supposed to just be going in to get those 2 size needles because I wasn't exactly sure which size I was going to need to hit the calf increases, because basically how you increase the calf is go up the size for that pattern. While I was there, I remembered a couple weeks ago when I went, I was supposed to see about getting some detergent, whatever you want to call it, for your hand knits. So I bought this, and it's the unscented one, and you're supposed to not have to rinse your yarn or your hand knits after you let it soak in it. So I haven't tried it yet because I had just washed everything. So next washing, we will be trying this out, this little baby. So, got that from my local yarn store. If you've used this one, please let me know how you think it worked. And if you use something else, I'm always open for suggestions. This is just what they had, so that's what I got. And also while I was there, they had a basket and with these big, huge gallon-sized bags of mystery yarn. $10 a bag. Guess what I bought? A bag of mystery yarn. The one I picked out was, it's supposed to be a pound of yarn. And this is supposed to be the sock yarn / fingering weight yarn. So I got all kinds of goodies. And I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to open it and let y'all see it all too, because I have no idea what's in here. Like, seriously. All I know is it's fingering weight sock yarn. So we have a really pretty red, It's more of a bright red than what that's showing. I have this. And if you know a way of how I can somehow figure out the approximate yardage of each little ball, I would love to hear that, because I have no idea how I'm going to know what to do with them. No idea. And then this is this cute little blue. And then we got, oh, this is cute. It's kind of like a grayish teal color with little flecks of white in it. I have no idea what any of this is made out of or anything. So if you by any chance happen to semi-recognize something, I'll take your word for it, because I don't know. This is kind of like an orange color. This feels almost like acrylic. And I don't know how they came up with all these random little things. It could be from the owner's stash themselves, and they just, why not? But I'll take it. This is really, this caught my eye. Look at those bright rainbow color things. The Suburban Stitcher podcast is having a rainbow along, which I made my hybrid hat for. I showed it to y'all last week as a finished object, but I may be doing something else with this. I have no idea how much is in here. I have no idea what to do with it. But I have a couple more, 2 more weeks before it's over, so I may try and do something else. So I do feel like I cheated by doing a hat, because a hat is super quick. So I may do something else, and it's just so bright and cheery and happy. And look, it had pink in it too. I want to major. I keep getting stuff stuck to my lips today. Okay, this one is beautiful. It's this really pretty variegated. I don't know if it's going to be variegated or self-striping. No clue. And it's this really pretty blue colors. I really need to figure out a way to find out how much yarn each of these are, because I have plans that I can use for some of them, but it depends on if I have enough of the yarn. This is just like a neutral brownish tan color. What else we got? This is pretty. This is like this shiny blue. You can't see the shine, can you? It's not really showing the shine, but it's like really shiny and blue. It's a lot paler blue than that too. That's showing up a lot brighter. That looks neat. I finally put on my wish list the Beekeeper's quilt after I bought these. I really don't know what to do with all of them, and why not jump on the Hexie Puff bandwagon, right? So I just have to sell something in my shop so I can pay for it, because I wasn't supposed to buy this much stuff, and if I don't sell anything, then I really technically shouldn't be buying any more yarn stuff. This one's kind of like a pinkish red color. Pinkish red orange. Let's see what else we got in here. Well, this is kind of neat. Very fall colors. Reds and greens and oranges. Browns. Very fall-y. Okay, I'm almost positive I know what this one is. I think this is the Lorna Laces, I think it's called Down in the Bayou colorway, because they sent emails out about this when they got the colorway in. I think it was they requested it or something, and for the shop, it's like a special shop type yarn. And that's what it looks like to me, that it's Lorna's Laces. Now, I don't know if it's the sock yarn or if it's just the regular fingering weight yarn, and I don't know if it's the variegated one skein or if it's the self-striping one. But I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. It's Lorna's Laces down in the bayou. So, figure out how much I have of it, and maybe I can do something fun with it. Almost to the bottom of the bag! So many colors. Okay, this one's really pretty. It's like muted blues and grays and greens and stuff. It's very soft. And I want to say it's squishy, but I've been noticing, okay? It's soft. Watching all the podcasts I've been doing, knitters and crocheters, they always call their yarn squishy. Have you noticed that? I've been noticing it, and like I know I do it too. I'm like, oh, it's just so squishy, and it's not just me. Apparently, it's almost every person that I know that I've watched or heard or anything. They call their yarn squishy. And it's squishy. It's very squishy. But you go like grays and stuff in it too. Then we have this pretty. There's a lot of blues in here, which is no problem with me. I love blue. This is kind of like pale blues and teals and greens and stuff. It's more in the greenish tones than the blues. Okay, now these are the three that I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do. If I can figure out how to figure out the yardage, let me go to my queue. I put it in my queue. Because I was looking, I bought some things on Etsy on Valentine's Day. My husband did not get me anything for Valentine's Day, by the way. So that was after a hard week. That was a little disappointing. But, I went and bought myself some stuff. So I bought a bag, a new project bag, and I bought myself some yarn. And the yarn I bought was this pretty, I think it's called Flamingos and Midnight, which I'll show you whenever it comes in, because it showed that it was shipped yesterday, so I should have it by next podcast. So I was looking at socks that I might want to do. And I found this free Ravelry download, and it's called Rosamine by K.O. Coffee? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure if I said that right. But it looked so pretty to me. Can you see that? How awesome is that sock? So what I'm thinking is these last three skeins, if I have enough of them, I'm going to try and make that sock with it, I think. So the creamy, pink and creamy main sock color I would do with this. It's kind of like a grayishy brown green thing. And I do know the lady who, when I was buying it, she said that these three were sock yarns. And she told me what they were, and it just went in one ear and out the other. But I do know that these are sock yarns. So that's at least good to know. So this would be the main color. If I have enough yardage. Then it would be, depending on how much yards I would need of the contrasting color for the color work on the toe and everything. And I could even split it up. It wouldn't bother me if I did, you know, one thing one color and one thing the other, because they're almost matching. But I have these two. This one's kind of like a rusty reddish orange, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot in here at all. So I probably won't be using this one. And this one's got like greens and silvery colors and pinks and purples and reds and oranges. So I'll probably use that one. That's what I'm thinking. But I have to figure out how much yarn it is. So I think that is going to be what it is. And I think that would look really cute. Yeah? Yeah, I think so. So that's what we got. And man, I'm at 55 minutes. Holy crap. Okay, I'm going to have to see if I can cut out some of my blabbering somehow. But that is my stash enhancements. If you know of what any of this stuff is or how I can figure out how much yardage I have, I would appreciate the info. If not, I'm going to have to be searching online to try and figure that out. I don't want to start those socks and then not have enough, because those socks are awesome and I don't want to be disappointed that I don't have enough. Unless I guess I could go into the thing like, by any chance do you have any more of this yarn? I'll buy a skein. I need some more. So on to other crafty stuff. Nothing. I didn't do anything. Honestly, seriously, nothing. I did buy something else for my crafty stuff. I bought a new cutting mat for my cry cut machine. I already wore my other one out. That's it. So, that is all craftiness. So, if that's all you're caring about, then that's it. I'll see you next week. If you want to stay tuned for my board games or gaming period, then welcome to Log Your Plays. What did I play this week? Nothing. Correction, I played something earlier today with my brother. We got on Steam, and we played DDO. If you don't know what DDO is, that's Dungeons & Dragons Online. And we are kind of stuck right now because we're both around level 5 and we don't want to pay anything extra for anything. And there's not very many quests that we haven't done already that you can do decently well for level 5 characters without having a huge party or a huge group that are a little bit higher level than you. And we usually just play the two of us together and we talk on Skype. So we've basically just been redoing a bunch of quests, trying to level ourselves up so we can move on with some new quests. So if you play DDO online, then hit me up. I think I'm Cat Straight on there too. I think I'm Cat Straight on Steam. I'll have to check on that. I'll put it in the notes if so. Whatever I am. So, that's all I played this week. Let us discuss our next gateway game. Carcassonne by Claus Jurgen Weirdry. This person. Okay. This is one of another one of Nate and I's first games that we've played back. How long ago was it? Oh, 11 years? 12 years? Pretty much since Nate and I started dating. We've been married. Oh, I don't even remember how long we've been married. Oh my goodness. I'm going to say about 11 years. 12 years. I think we've been together for about 11 or 12 years now. So this is one of our first games. Besides like Catan and, you know, then you're like Standards Monopoly, Trivial Pursuit, stuff like that. Basically, this is a tile laying game. What you do each turn, I think the standard directions is you get one tile each turn that you get to lay on the board. We started altering the game some to where you get 2 tiles. You place a tile and then you get to draw a new tile. So you always have 2 tiles in your hands that you can pick from. We found it made it a little bit more strategic on our end, trying to figure out how to block each other and sneak in and steal other people's stuff. So you basically lay your tiles, and it has to match. You have to match. So you have to match green farm to green farm, road to road, castle to castle. I think there's those are the only main things in the standard version. There's other versions that you can use, expansions. We own a good majority of them. So then you'll have your little meeples. That's what you call your player pieces, meeples, M-E-E-P-L-E-S, meeples. And you have a set amount. You get to, when you play your tile down on the board, you get to place your meeple onto that tile. You can put it in the castle, in the farm, on the road, or on the monastery. You score points for your meeples when you complete whatever you're in. So once you close off your castle, which means there are no more places where someone can put a castle piece into it. It's completely walled off. Then you score your castle. And I think it's been so long since we played. I think it's 2 points per 2 points per tile in the castle. And you have to have majority of your meeples in the castle. So if you're the only person in the castle, you get the castle points. If someone else is in the castle and they have more meeples in there than you, then they get the points. If you're tied, you both get the points. Or you get half the points, I don't remember. But people can't just place a tile in your castle and put a meeple on. They have to place a tile kind of diagonal from your castle, place their meeple on it, and hope to eventually connect into it. So there's a lot of strategy in that aspect. If you place a tile that has a road on it, you can place your meeple on the road. When your road ends, which that's like an ending piece, here's an ending piece. Some of them, I think in the standard ones, there's some that go into the castle. Anytime your road ends on both ends, or I shouldn't just say both ends, on every end, because some can go really windy, cricky, wacky. You get 1 point per tile in your road. If you play on the monastery, once the monastery is completely surrounded by tiles, so 3 tiles, 3 tiles, including your diagonals, it has to be completely surrounded. You get 1 point per tile, so you get a total of 9 points, because you count the monastery as one of your tiles. If you put it in the farm, it stays there until the very end of the game. So that will tie up that meeple. You'll never get that meeple back during the game. What happens at the end is you score for all unfinished items. So castles, you'll get 1 point apiece. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but you'll score for some of your unfinished items, I think. Maybe you don't in the base game. No, don't remember. Oh, I should have talked to Nate before I started, because my brain's not working. It's been so long. You may not even, no, I'm almost positive you score something for your unfinished items, but it's not very much at all. Then you go to your farms. If anybody is connected into that farm, you have to see who has the majority of meeples in that farm. And you just keep going until the farm is completely closed off and it can't hit anywhere else. Then you figure out how many castles are in that farm. So if a castle just hits the farm, you get points for that castle. So the person who has the majority, I think it's 3 points per castle. So you can really rack up points at the very end by playing in your farm, but it ties up that meeple to get points during the game. And then the person with the highest victory points wins. And that's pretty much Carcassonne. It's a really fun little game. At first, you don't really know the strategies because you don't know what tiles possibilities are in the bag, but after you've played it for several years, you'll start to figure out, okay, well, I need to look for this particular tile and set up your board or whatever so that you can hopefully get to that tile, and it also like screws other people up. And yeah, and there's a lot of expansions that have come out. Some of them are really fun, some of them not really. We have some player-made, fan-made expansions that were really good, and they used to sell them, but I don't think they can sell them anymore. I don't even think they're allowed to have the images uploaded anymore. But it was like a a river or something like that, and you have like this big river to start off with. So you build the river first, and then you play your tiles around it. That's one that we use a lot. And then like there was some weird new castle pieces, just random pieces that added a lot to the game we found, so we almost always play with that. But it's a fun little game, and we do need to pull it out again. It's not as much fun with two people, because if one person's a little bit better at strategy and thinking multiple turns ahead and have that type of mind, it can really aggravate the person who can't do that. So I think it's probably best with 3 to 4 players, and it says that it is a 2 to 5 player game, and it says it's only 40. Is that really only 45 minutes? It depends on how quickly people think and how many expansions you've put in. But I think it's best around 3 to 4 players, personally. And that's it. So I hope you had fun watching, and sorry this was so long again. I'm going to try and figure out how to edit so I can cut out some unnecessary parts. So bye!